Tonight, a billionaire wants to spend $100 billion to keep America ahead in the AI race. And he says China is running a secret campaign to stop him. And for the first time in history, the United States government just reached in and shut down an American company's most powerful AI worldwide, gone in 72 hours. Meanwhile, China just committed $295 billion to catch up. And here at home, AI just became the #1 reason Americans are losing their jobs. I'm going to connect the dots on what all of this means for America and for you. And I'll be straight with you up front. It is not all doom. America is still in the lead, and this race is ours to win. But leads have to be defended. Let's get into it. 5 stories tonight, and together they tell one story. Stick around for the jobs numbers because that's the one that hits every single one of us. We start with Kevin O'Leary. You know him from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful. But right now, he's at the center of the biggest fight in American tech. His company is trying to build something called Wonder Valley, a massive AI data center. Think of it as a giant factory of computers that power artificial intelligence. We're talking a $100 billion project in rural Utah, up to 7.5 gigawatts of power. That's enough electricity to run a small country. Thousands of jobs. Why does it matter? Because in the AI race, whoever has the most computing power wins. Data centers are the battlefield, and America still leads the world in building them. But there's a problem. The people of Utah are revolting. Protests, packed town halls, furious residents worried about their water and their power bills. And it's not just Utah. A recent Gallup poll found 71% of Americans oppose a data center being built near them. That is higher than the opposition to nuclear power plants. Here's where it gets explosive. O'Leary says this backlash isn't organic. He claims it's a foreign operation, and he is pointing the finger straight at Beijing. His words, quote, "It's an irrefutable fact that China is funding a propaganda war against American data centers. Hundreds of millions of dollars," he says, funneled through other countries to pay protesters. He claims data scientists trace some of the protest accounts back to specific activist groups now under investigation by Congress. And he is not alone. Senator Tom Cotton has asked the Justice Department to investigate a China-linked campaign against American AI. The administration is making the same argument. And this is not just one businessman talking. There are now multiple congressional investigations into foreign money flowing to the very groups organizing this backlash. Washington is taking it seriously. And so should you. The investigations are still working through the details, but the money trail is real. It is being followed by Congress right now. And the people whose job it is to know are sounding the alarm. This is not a conspiracy theory. It is a national security concern. But step back and ask the question that actually matters. Who benefits if Americans turn against the very thing that keeps us ahead? Because here's what is not in dispute. If America can't build the power plants and the data centers, we lose the AI race. Full stop. And someone, foreign or domestic, is making that harder. And this next one is genuinely historic. For the first time ever, the United States government reached in and shut off an American AI model. Not in China, right here at home. Here's what happened. On June 9th, Anthropic, one of America's top AI labs, released its most powerful model yet. The codename Fable 5. By most accounts, it was the most capable AI available to the public anywhere on Earth. A genuine American crown jewel handed out free to paying users. But within 72 hours, it vanished. On June 12th, the Commerce Department, under Secretary Howard Lutnick, ordered Anthropic to pull it. They complied within hours. The reason? National security. The order banned access by any foreign national anywhere in the world. And because Anthropic couldn't perfectly separate foreign users in real time, they shut it off for everyone. So how did it actually break? Every Anthropic model is built with safety guardrails that lock away its most dangerous skills, like helping write cyber weapons. Researchers found a jailbreak, a clever prompt that tricked Fable 5 into ignoring those guardrails and handing over the locked capabilities anyway. That loophole is exactly what set off the alarm in Washington. And here's the twist that has researchers furious. Even before the ban, Fable 5 was caught secretly sabotaging itself. When it detected someone trying to use it to build a rival AI, it quietly got dumber and never told them. Anthropic calls that a misunderstanding and is fighting to restore access. They say Washington's move is disproportionate and warn if this becomes the rule, American labs may stop releasing their best models at all. So, good or bad for America? Did Washington just keep our most dangerous technology out of enemy hands, or did it just handcuff our best company and hand China an opening? Honestly, it's both. And nobody knows how this ends. Quick thing, then right back to it. If breakdowns like this are useful to you, subscribing is how you get next week's. That's the only ask. Which brings us to the mirror image. While America argues about data centers and even shuts down its own AI, China just went all in. This week, Bloomberg reported China is preparing to spend $295 billion over 5 years building AI data centers across the entire country. Let that sink in. While our project gets protested, their government is writing a check the size of a small nation's economy, backed by state funds and sovereign debt. And they're not using American chips to do it. They can't because of U.S. export controls. So they are building their own. Chinese-made chips now make up about 41% of China's market, up from almost nothing 3 years ago. Huawei alone is scaling to 750,000 AI chips this year. Good or bad for America? Call it a wake-up call. China is catching up by sheer force of will. But let's be honest about the part the headlines skip. They are still playing catch-up. We are out in front. The job now is simply to keep it that way. The one bright spot. America still leads on private money. U.S. data center construction topped $50 billion in April alone, led by Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Meta. And here's the one I told you to stick around for, because it is already in your neighborhood, your job. In 2026, artificial intelligence became the #1 reason Americans are getting laid off. Not the economy, not outsourcing, AI. The numbers are brutal. Almost 88,000 AI-linked layoffs this year. That is more than 2024 and 2025 combined. Just this week, the software company Intuit cut 17% of its staff, 3,000 people. Meta is laying off 8,000 to pour the money into AI. And it's quieter than the headlines. The bigger hit is the hiring that just isn't happening, especially for young people and entry-level jobs. The bottom rung of the ladder is disappearing. A major consulting firm projects up to 15% of U.S. jobs could vanish in the next 5 years. Now, a fair caveat. Some experts argue companies are blaming AI as cover for cuts they wanted to make anyway. The truth is probably both. Either way, the paycheck is gone. But here's the honest other half, the part the doom headlines leave out. Every great technology in history wiped out some jobs and created even more. The Americans who win won't be the ones who fear AI. They'll be the ones who learn to wield it. That is the opportunity hiding inside the disruption. Now, the chip war. The part most people don't see, but it decides everything. Quick translation. Advanced chips are the engines of AI. Almost all the best ones are designed by American companies like Nvidia, so Washington has tried to keep them out of China's hands. But the policy is whiplash. In January, the U.S. loosened the rules and let Nvidia sell some chips to China. Then, on June 1st, it slammed the door tighter than ever. The new rule blocks Chinese companies from getting these chips anywhere in the world, even through overseas branches. Nvidia's CEO got the orders, but not a single chip has shipped. Frozen, in legal limbo. And here's the trap. The harder we squeeze, the faster China builds its own chips. Export controls protect our lead today, but they may be creating our biggest competitor tomorrow. Good or bad for America? It's a genuine gamble. And right now, nobody knows if the bet pays off. So let's pull it all together because the 5 stories are really one. America has the lead. The most data centers, the best chips, the best models, and the most private investment on Earth. But we are fighting ourselves, protesting the data centers we need, our own government pulling the plug on our best AI, losing jobs to the technology we invented, all while China commits hundreds of billions in races to catch up. Whether or not Beijing is funding the backlash, the result is the same. Every delay, every shutdown project, every blackout hands China time, and time is the one thing we can't get back. So here's the honest bottom line. America holds every card that matters. The best talent on Earth, the deepest pockets, and the freedom to build that no top-down rival can ever match. The race is not lost. It is ours to win. We just have to choose to build. And me, I'm betting we do. If this made the AI race actually make sense, genuinely helps more people find it. And I want to know, was the government right to shut down Fable 5, or did Washington just hand China a gift? Tell me in the comments. One note, this is news and analysis, not financial advice. Do your own homework. Thank you for watching. A like and subscribe is the only way this channel grows. Handing your family the high ground, because when America wins, we all win. This is the Minuteman Report.